Guys, what is up? It's your boy Chuck here, and this isn't a live commentary, just something I wanted to make a video of my past weekend. Or it's still the weekend right now. It's Saturday night, Sunday morning. I want to make this video because I had a pretty good weekend. And I'm gonna share the adventure. So without further ado, let me get started. All right, so Thursday I went to school, normal day. Ended up didn't leave school early, but I went home. We were going to a wedding in Indiana, and I live in Ohio. It's about where we were going to from where I live in Ohio was about 3, 4, 5 hour drive, 3 or 4-ish hours. So it was a pretty long drive. I didn't mind it. I like being on the road. It's fun. And yeah, so I get home and start packing. Ended up not leaving the house till like 6, and ended up not getting to the hotel until like 12, 11:30, 12, and it was quite an adventure right there. So the first, we're driving down the road, and my mom got a MapQuest, and MapQuest is just like, I don't even know about MapQuest at all. It just wasn't telling us the right direction. So luckily I had my phone on me, and we were able to use my phone's GPS, so that really helped out. Mainly went down highways the whole time, so it was kind of boring, but we got a rental car, and it was a brand new Ford Edge, a limited edition brand new Ford Edge, and it was pretty comfortable. I'm not gonna lie, it rode smoothly, but with my dad, he's like 50 years old, and I'm the youngest of 4 kids, and my oldest sister's like 28, and so my dad's kind of an older guy. He's not used to all the newer technology that's in cars, like the whatchamacallits, the screens in them and whatnot, and how everything's touchscreen and all that. He just hates it. And so we're driving down the road. It's about 11, more like, oh my god, what time was it? It was like 11 o'clock ish, so we were almost there. And he starts yelling. He's like, my seat's getting hot. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I'm kind of half asleep, so I was kind of tired, and I just kind of had my eyes half open. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, my ass is getting fire. I start laughing, and he's like, this isn't funny. And he's like, my balls are melting. And I'm just sitting there in the back of the car laughing, because I noticed that he accidentally pressed the seated heat. It's like 70 degrees in our car as it is, and the heated seats go up to like 90 degrees. So I'm sitting there, and he's going, my seat's on fire, my seat's on fire. And he's like, what should I do? What should I do? And I'm like, you turned on the heated seats. He's like, what? I had to tell my mom how to turn them off. It was so funny, and like every time I looked at that button from the rest of the ride, I started laughing. And I looked at my dad and be like, if I wasn't there, you'd be one of the people that would call the police and be like, my seat's on fire, and I don't know what to do. But I'm crying right now just thinking of it. It was just too funny. And then later on we get there, and I don't know if you ever heard of roundabouts, but there was roundabouts to get to our hotel. And oh my god, that was a fiasco, because like every other word coming out my dad's mouth was the F word, because he was tired. We were all tired, but he was driving the whole time, and he was pissed. It's cool, and we all get pissed, so I'm not gonna complain about it. But it was really confusing, because even before the roundabout, there was 2 roads named the exact same thing, and we did not know where to go at all. So we finally get past that, and then there's a roundabout, and I've never heard of a roundabout before in my life, but apparently it's just a big circle with different roads going off from it. So we get up to the roundabout. My dad's like, where do we go? And I'm trying to use my GPS, and my mom's MapQuest is being stupid in our Garmin. We have to update the maps on our Garmin, so it wasn't any help. So so we end up sitting in a Taco Bell line. Not even a line. We're just sitting in the Taco Bell parking lot for like 10 minutes, not knowing what to do. We're just sitting there, and finally I'm like, just go over there and just keep going. I can probably see the hotel from here. So we get over there. We finally get to the hotel. It's about like 11:30, and so we're there, and we're like, no, we're just gonna go back to Taco Bell and get something to eat. So that was mainly the end of that night, end of the trip, end of the road trip, and so I'm sitting in my hotel. I had my own room for the first night, and I ended up editing a couple things, making my new intro and all that stuff. So after that, I stayed until like 4-ish, I'd like to say. Not even 4. But I stayed up kind of late, talking to people on Fused. So yeah, I ended up going to bed kind of earlier than usual. I think I forget what time it was. Next morning, wake up, and it's the day of the wedding. Day of the reception, and my brother Adam and my sister Libby get there because they were coming up the next day, so they could watch the dogs. So we wouldn't have to put the dogs in a boarding house. So they're watching the dogs, and me and my mom, my brother-in-law, and my other sister are already there, and they come up later. And so my brother, he likes to drink, he likes to party, and so same thing, my dad, and so we're there, and my brother prefers drinking Bud Light. He won't drink anything else because he's a douche like that, but I love him, but so he insists on going out and finding Bud Light. And so apparently it's a law in Indiana where you can't buy cold beer anywhere, which is kind of a stupid law, but who wants to drink warm beer? But it's a law where you can't buy cold beer, so kind of interesting if you did not know that. But he ends up finding this liquor store, and it's a liquor store owned by 2 gay guys, and he said that they were flirting with him, and I was like, interesting. And he gets some Bud Light, and everyone's happy. And so, but one thing about that is he ends up not getting back to the hotel till like 10 minutes before the wedding, and we have no idea where the wedding's even gonna be at. So me and my brother-in-law Jason are waiting on him back at the hotel. Gets there 10 minutes before the wedding, and so we're chilling there waiting on him, and he comes up, and he's like, I'm rolling classy, because he said he had luggage to carry all his clothes and stuff. He's like, I'm packing quite fancy, and he pulls out a Walmart bag full of his clothes, and I'm like, you're ridiculous. And so there we are, sitting there. He's changing, and my mom keeps calling us pissed off because, oh, you guys are gonna be late, and all this other stupid shit. And so all that, cause like she likes to make things more stressful than they need to be, like most women. No offense to any women out there, but she likes to make things really overly stressful for no apparent reason, and it's ridiculous. Anyways, but yeah, and then we get to the wedding, end up being like the very first people there, and I'm like, thanks for rushing us, ma. And so the wedding's pretty good, but the funniest part was at the beginning, the priest was kind of a d-bag, and you could tell that just by his tone of voice. And so we're sitting there, he's like, everyone please turn off your phones. And my great aunt Mar, she's like 80 years old, her phone starts going off, and it's funny because one, the priesters a total teabag. Two, it was just funny because he was expecting someone to be young people, so he looks right up because she was sitting right in front of my brother-in-law and my brother, and he looks at him, and then she sits down and gets out her phone, and he's like, "All right, everyone good now? Everyone good?" And she puts her phone back down, and then not even a minute later, her phone goes off again, and by this point, the priest is just totally pissed, and everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing. I look over at my cousin Michelle, and we just both start laughing, and it was pretty funny, and yeah. So after that, we went to the wedding reception. The wedding reception. Oh dear God, it was like it was kind of like a frat house, but I don't think it was a frat house. It was like in a gated community, you know. So it was really weird, and because it felt like you were trapped in the whole time. And when my dad said it felt like he was in a prison, but it was a gated community, and it was kind of weird. It was a really weird feeling being in a gated community. But anyways, it was a beautiful house. Been there since 1845, I'd like to say. So me and my brother and my sister went upstairs because there was like it was a tall building. So we go upstairs and we get escorted back down by a rent-a-cop, and this rent-a-cop, we ended up messing him the whole entire time, just because it was so funny. And me and my sister later that night thought it'd be a fun idea to stare at him, and every time he'd look at us, we'd look away real fast. And so we did that the whole entire night. And then it was so funny because he started talking to his friends. I think he was talking about me and my sister, and so he's there, and we keep staring at him. And by the end of the night, me and my brother, my sister, or just me and my brother Adam go up to him. We shake his hand, and we're like, "Have a good night." And like this guy starts laughing, and because I think we were the light of the night for that guy, because it was like it wasn't boring, but there wasn't much to do because it was a wedding reception, and all these people are drinking and no one else is allowed to drink, and I bet he felt like a 15-year-old kid like me, kind of bored. Yeah, but went home, partied a little bit, talked to my aunts, talked to my cousin, congratulated my cousin on her marriage, and went home. And we all had a good laugh after that, you know. My mom was stressed about not getting a parking spot for the wedding reception because there's only 67 spots. But ended up getting home, getting back to the hotel, and we all went to sleep watching Jackass. And on our ride home, was the same exact thing. My dad finding something he hates about the car and how all cars suck. So yeah, it was all in all, it was a really fun couple of days. We were 10 miles out of Indiana. I really wish we would have gone to Indiana, but I guess we didn't. And it was definitely a fun night, a night to remember, and or a couple nights to remember, I guess. And you know, it was just a good weekend with the family, and I just thought I'd share my story with you. And I guess that's about it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.